I talked before about my New Year's Eve party light that I built. It's basically a 1 meter LED strip light put into an aluminium diffuser with a nice plastic milky diffuser on top, linked to an ESP32 Super Mini that has WLED on it. This was built in about half an hour from things I had lying about. Now it's time to go back, have a look at the basics, and then see if I can tidy it up and put it into a nice case. This is my LED party light strip. This was just a quick build that uses WLED and an ESP32 to run a 1 meter string of LEDs. So this was a pretty easy build. The LEDs come with the connectors on either end. So the LED strip just fits into this nice U-channel diffuser strip that I had, and it's got some nice milky plastic diffuser lens. And once you put your LEDs in here, and you can just use the adhesive that comes with your LEDs to stick this in, then you just place the diffuser on top, and with enough violence, it seals it all back in. Now these also come with nice end caps so that you can make it nice and neat, and they also come with these steel mounting plates. So they just snap on, you screw them into the wall, and the aluminium tubing just snaps in place. So what I've done is I put these into the wall, just screwed them into the wall. They can stay there permanently, but I'll only put the strip out when I'm having a party. So that's really, really easy. Now you don't have to write any of the code or anything to make this happen. You can use WLED, and WLED is some software for ESP32. You can just download it straight onto your ESP32, link to it via Wi-Fi, connect it to your Wi-Fi network, and run your lights. You can see that the circuit here is the simplest circuit ever. Let me just disconnect that. So I'll just yank all the wires. So this is my ESP32 setup. It's in a very, very mini breadboard here, and there are only 3 connections. So this is my connector wire. This connects to the JST connector that comes with the LED strip, and on here I've got red for VCC, positive, white for negative here, and this green cable is for data. So I've got 5 volts from the ESP32 to run the LEDs. I've got the ground there, and WLED is talking to GPIO pin 2. So that one's 0, 1, 2. So that's this one here. Okay, and that works. If I plug this in and plug USB-C in here, I can use my mobile phone to control the lights and make the lights happen. But this is, it worked for one party, but this could be nicer. So let's have a look at what we could do to sort this out a little bit. So I bought this from AliExpress. This is a waterproof junction box. It says 2-way, 3-way. I've got no idea what it's talking about there, but it does say it's outdoor and waterproof box. Let's pull that out. So if I take this securing tape off, open this up, I've put that inside because this is for the project. So it's waterproof, lid comes off, there's a nice waterproof membrane in there. You also get some fixings to fix it to the wall. So in here, there's a couple of nubs in the bottom, they're going to get in the way. There are also a couple of nubs in the bottom here on this tiny, tiny breadboard that's also going to get in the way. So I'm actually going to snip all of those off. So let me dismount this one, because this is the one I'm actually going to use. I'm going to get my giant clippers Just going to take that off. Just going to take that one off. Get my slightly more delicate clippers. Just tidy that up a little bit more. Nice. Okay, so that I will tidy up some more with a hobby knife, but for the moment, that's out of the way. Okay, I'm not going to need that. Same thing, I'm not going to need these inside this box. So again, ping. That went everywhere. I'll ping as much of this as I can with the nice big ones, and then I'll just tidy up with the little one. Again, I'm sure I can make that better. Or I could drop it on the floor, that'd be great. So the plan is, this is going to go in here. It's going to fit nicely sort of on this side here. I will be able to bring this end in. I'll be able to connect to the ESP32, and I'll be able to bring a USB-C connection in through here, which will leave me with a USB out, which will be nice and weatherproof, and I can connect it all up, and I'll have a nice box on the end of this rather than an ESP32 just sitting out raw. That's the plan anyway. So let me go away, tidy that up, use some of this mounting tape to mount those things together, and we'll see how I get on. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
A few moments later.
Okay, none of that went quite how I'd planned. So we've got the ESP32 in a box, and that's okay. We're not going to be able to have the DuPont connectors into the breadboard, so the breadboard's just going to be holding this. I had hoped that this would I could leave the connectors on the end of this, and we could do it that way, but I am going to tin these up, and I'm going to mount them to the ESP32. So that'll be on the 5-volt and ground pin here, and on GPIO2 there. I will get back to you after some soldering. Wish me luck.
3 days later.
I'm back. Okay, so one terrible soldering job later, I have the power rails and the data rail to the LEDs coming in attached to their correct pins, and I've got this USB-C female connector connected to the power and the negative to power the ESP32. Hopefully I haven't cross-wired anything. Please don't look at the soldering, that is terrible. I do plan to put a couple of these zip ties in to provide some strain relief, because the last thing we need is any of this getting pulled as we're pulling stuff in and out. So let's see if I can do that on camera, because I certainly couldn't do any of the soldering on camera. So we're getting there. That's still humped right up there. I'm hoping there's enough clearance to put the top on. Yeah. I'll come back once I've screwed that in. I don't want to do that on camera. I've managed to screw the screws in, and it makes a nice tight watertight seal. Hopefully it hasn't busted the connections to the ESP32. Maybe putting the breadboard in here wasn't such a great idea. Seemed like a good idea at the time, but yeah, there's just not quite enough room for everything in there. But I had hoped that I was going to be able to use, leave everything with connectors and use DuPont connectors. But this, I think, is about up to plan F for
failure.
Yep, I'm calling this version a fail. Although I kept recording that day, and Plan F of the LED Lightstick project does work, it's ugly. I wasn't happy. Wires were soldered to the board. All the LED power ran through the ESP32. Everything was crammed into the box. The USB input wasn't secure. It was all just too janky and unrefined. There had to be a better way, and I had to be able to do a better job. So buckle up for LED Party Lightstick Plan G. Hopefully, G for good. I went back to the drawing board. Literally. Here's the new Tinkercad circuit diagram of my updated design. Plan F just replicated the initial simple breadboard circuit. G is going to add some refinements and get back to being modular. I wasn't happy with the power to run the LED strip going through the ESP32, so one of the big changes in this design is the LED power is coming directly from the USB input. LEDs can draw over an amp, so best not to put that much through the ESP32's 5V pin, which is only rated for milliamps. A 100 microfarad capacitor across the LED power rails helps smooth out any current spikes when the LEDs switch. Using JST connectors at this point also makes this modular again. I can plug and unplug the LED strip power if needed. The other line into the LED strip is the data line, which transmits WLED control signals out of GPIO pin 2 from the ESP32. This design puts a 220 ohm resistor in series with the data line at the pin. ESP32 switch GPIO input very quickly, and the resistor serves to slow down the very fast edges of the signal just a little, which dampens any potential ringing and electrical noise that fast switching might generate. A DuPont connector on the resistor also makes the data line modular, no longer soldered to the ESP32. That just leaves the 5V and ground lines to power the ESP32. These will come in parallel, direct from the USB input. DuPont connectors at the board end of these will make this modular too. Nothing is soldered to the board in this plan, leaving me free to take the board out easily if required. I haven't put it on the circuit diagram, but I'm considering an indicator LED to show when the unit is powered on. This will just be an independent parallel circuit of an indicator LED with a 220 ohm resistor to limit the current. Plan G from outer space is a more sophisticated solution that is modular rather than hard soldered, as well as adding some power smoothing, a resistor on the data line, and breaks the ESP32 and LED strip power into two separate parallel circuits. Much better than just replicating my initial breadboard design. And the changes aren't just internal. I'm taking the breadboard out of the box. It anchored the ESP32, but we need that space, so it goes. And the USB input was designed to fit flush, so I stopped being lazy and drilled and sanded an opening in the side of the box to take it. It should fit snugly, but if not, that's what hot glue's for, right? The edges look a bit ragged, but the surround on the USB port should cover that up and make it pretty as well as secure. The LED indicator light is ready, with heat shrink over the wires and the inline resistor. This will go directly to the USB input too. The 100 microfarad capacitor is soldered to the female JST connector, where I'll also solder the power lines from the LED strip. The male connector wires will go straight to the USB port. That leaves the resistor for the data line. The DuPont connector is already soldered on, ready to plug into the ESP32. When I solder the data line from the LED strip to it, I'll seal it all with heat shrink for both strength and isolation. All the pieces are here. I've got a better plan. Time to join all the dots. Plan G looks like it will work. There's still some dodgy soldering here, but nothing some heat shrink can't hide. The USB port isn't dangling off the box. Everything has connectors. The resistors and capacitor are in, as is the indicator light. There's still a lot of wire here to stuff in the box though. I was maybe too conservative leaving enough excess so nothing was short. But all in all, Plan G is a big improvement. I'll get the lid on and let's see if it actually works. Moment of truth. I'll plug in the USB power and it lives! My creation lives! Now we're officially ready for a party. So, what did I learn? Probably the biggest lesson is don't just improvise when things go wrong. If my plan fails, take a moment to think it through before I start cutting and soldering. You might be a great improviser, but I think we just demonstrated I'm not. The initial half-hour build worked, but it was a quick, fun hack, not a developed project. The following iterations of the plan focused on getting it in the box, but the end result was both ugly and still underdeveloped. And I couldn't leave it at that. I challenged myself to do better, and it paid off. Going back to the drawing board resulted in a significantly better product in the end. Let's talk about MVPs for a minute. I'm a fan of connectors, and my box of JST connectors and DuPont connectors were valuable resources. My USB soldering iron worked, but with that many connections, it ran out of juice. A good tool for a quick solder joint or two, but I need a mains-powered one too. And my crimping tool. I wasn't sure I'd use it when I bought it, but it's been invaluable. The ability to crimp up a cable at a moment's notice rather than cutting up DuPont wires gives me a lot of flexibility. Anyway, that's the Party LED Lightstick project. I'm happy with the final result, and even the failures taught me a lot. If you watched the amusing fail part of this video, well done. I know this is a gimmick, a tiny light strip at a party, but watching the guests take turns controlling the lights via WLED added something special. It's pretty simple, so give it a try. What would you add to your project that I didn't think of? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.